Record Store Day 2020 is happening very differently this year because of the coronavirus, but it is happening and it's happening over 3 months, and we're about to head into that second month. We welcome the Record Store Day ambassadors for 2020, Vika and Linda Bull.
How are you, Paul?
It's great to see both of you again, and what a successful year both of you have had. We don't hear of Vika and Linda with new music for more than a decade, and then in 2020 we've had a #1 album with Akila Toa, The Anthology, 1994 to 2006, and a #2 album with Sunday, the Gospel According to ISO. So look at you two becoming pop stars during a coronavirus.
Well, it's our first, it's our first ever #1, and it's our first time we've released vinyl as well. So there's, 2 boxes ticked for us.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Maybe Linda, will go to you with this one, because when that first album came out, I think it was 1994. That would have been CD only at that point, I guess.
That's correct. It was CD only, and it was our debut CD, and we put a lot of work into it. A lot of love and sweat and tears went into that record. And so 26 years later, it's great to release it on vinyl for the first time. So it's a limited edition red vinyl reprint, basically. And, it's great to see the album cover, which we worked particularly hard on, in a bigger format. And
yes, because of course you were on vinyl at one point back in the 80s. Well, actually I have to open it up to get both of you in the screen there.
Yeah, they did tell us that one would be on the front, one would be on the back.
I positioned myself very nicely to Joe's left, so I'd be on the front. No. Just kidding. Sorry, Lulu.
No, I think it's better. You're more photogenic than I.
How about that?
Oh, we're going to talk about a couple of your favourite albums. You've got the collection there. Let's go to Vika first. And what a display you have up the background there, Vika. Tell me what is in your record collection.
I've got, what have I got there? I've got the best of Aretha Franklin. Now, she's one of my favourite singers. That's a ripper album. It's got all the pearlers on there, and I listen to Aretha a lot. When I started singing, I listened to it every day. And then I got Ripper was my favourite album cover. Ripper, was that 77? Can't remember what year, but I used to look at that album cover every day. And I love the way they wrote the artists on that girl's very nice butt cheek there. You reckon it's a nice album cover? I do.
You wouldn't be able to get away with that these days, would you?
No way.
It's like,
no way.
Sherbet's Greatest Hits is there too, because Sherbet was my favourite band. And when I passed my piano exam, I got like A for a piano exam one year, and Mum said, I'll buy you anything you want. And so I said, I want the Sherbet record, please. So she took me to Doncaster Shopping Town and bought me the record. Linda goes, are you sure? Because
you could have anything you wanted.
Very different taste in music. And
just on that subject of Sherbet then, because I know there's a bit of a little bit of rivalry going on here, as there was back in the 70s when Sherbet was around, and it was always it was Sherbet or Skyhooks, wasn't it? All right, we've seen Vika has outed herself as the Sherbet fan. Linda,
does this answer your question? I was a Skyhooks girl. And I love this album because I was fascinated by the severed finger on the back, not just the music. Ego is not a dirty word, and all my friends are getting married. But I love what it said. It said, dear Skyhooks, I'm not a band mole, but because it's so fantabulous and so groovy, and it just kept getting better. I'm not a band mole. It's very 1975. I loved it.
It tells me a lot about you two, the fact that one of you is Skyhooks and the other one is Sherbet. We've got sort of a black sheep in the family, haven't we? We've got the angel and the devil.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's pretty accurate. Linda is the devil.
Linda got up to a bit of mischief as a young kid, did she?
Linda was very good at hiding it. she was an angel, but everyone thinks it's the other way around, but it's Linda that's the devil, not me.
So, Vika, continue your tour of what you've got up there at the background.
Lisa Palumbo, our manager, gave me this great R&B record for my birthday this year, and it's kind of very obscure record. It's got a lot of singers on it I've never heard of before, but it's like the tough chicks of R&B. So that's been a lot of fun listening to. My favourite singer also, Ella Fitzgerald, one of my favourite singers, singing Gershwin, beautiful record. And I got Paul Kelly's Sonnets record, which I love too. I particularly like the album cover, the drawing of him. Don't you reckon it's funny?
They've put him in Shakespeare's head, yeah.
Yeah. So did I say Tina Turner's down there too? Another one of our favourite singers, the Nutbush.
Yeah. Yes, you did Nutbush as one of your songs on Sunday.
Yes, we did.
We did a parody song of it, Paul.
And
you're pretty good dancers.
We love dancing around the lounge room, can you tell? We love putting on my record, because I've got the record player, and I whack on the record and dance around. Hope Tina Turner forgives us for that.
Well, you don't have to look up. She's still down here, you know.
I know. I don't know why. Because she's a saint in my eyes. She's a saint.
Fair enough. So what do you play your records on, Linda? What is the turntable?
It's just, I've got an old wooden His Master's Voice turntable. It's great because I love the sound that it comes out of the wooden speakers and the wooden turntable. It's just beautiful. I mean, I managed to sort of not ruin it. But I just like the ritual. I like showing my kids how to put on a record, and they had no idea how to put it on and the process. And, you know, it's a little bit more, it's the sound is different. And yeah, that's what I listen to my vinyl on.
Mm.
Well, you've outed yourself as the Skyhooks fan. Let's go through the rest of the record collection. What do you have there?
Well, I think I'll go back because I think Skyhooks was my first album that Vika also helped me buy. But then Mum and Dad, years later, got this Linda Ronstadt album, Simple Dreams, which I just listened to from back to front. Became a real fan of her voice, and I love Waddy Wattel and the whole band and the way they played this record. So I could sing that every single song on that, you know, just from memory. I burnt a hole in the record player with that one. And then there was, you know, the teenage years. It was Blondie, who I loved, and I could probably do the same with that, all this, but, you know, Heart of Glass, can't really go past that as track one on side one. Then Mum and Dad had an influence too with Ray Charles. Vika and I grew up on his music, and this is kind of like 24 tracks of his classics, and just love it. Never get sick of this one. That's on all the time. And then the greats, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Lena Horne, Sarah Vaughan. You get a bit of all of them on this one, and Vika and I both love this record, but I ended up with it at my house, so they're my five.
Wow, some very tasty stuff in there, and quite the pop influence coming out in Linda as opposed to Vika. I guess you've got more of the traditional soul influences.
Yeah, I love Aretha, and I love Tina Turner and Etta James. Ruth Brown's one of my favourite singers. I like the old black American singers. I like because of their power and the way they can sing a song. So that's what I was sort of drawn towards. And then Daryl Braithwaite.
Yeah.
Well, I just love Daryl's voice.
What do you play your music on?
What do I play my music on? Well, I had a record player, but it broke. So when I get a job again, I'm going to buy a record player. So I go down to Phillip Island and play records on Mum and Dad's record player when I can, and because I'm a carer, so I can travel down there. So I haven't been traveling that much down there just in case I give them the virus. But at the moment, I don't have a record player. So I go to Linda's place, and I'm not allowed to go there as well for 6 weeks. So I've been listening to my my little blue speaker that I bought in America. What do you call it when you do the
Bluetooth speakers?
Bluetooth, that's it, thank you.
She doesn't know how to FaceTime either, don't worry.
Good technology.
That's a good way to do it, and record store day is a good time to do it as well.
There are, over the 200 stores in Australia. I guess, not everyone's locked down. So unfortunately, they'd have to split it up into 3 drops, but it's an interesting way to do it. And, I think people are still buying albums. Doesn't matter whether they're at home or allowed to be out. People are still supporting their local stores, and that's really important. I think that they're really big supporters of the music industry anyway, but it's good to see that the love will be returned to them on Record Store Day in particular.
Well, a happy Record Store Day to both of you, and again, congratulations on the 2 hit records this year. It was one of the nice touches of 2020. In a very horrid year, we had 2 great Vika and Linda albums.
Well, it's been fun. We want to thank everyone for all their support and everything, and we wish everyone a happy Record Store Day. And it's great that you can get great unusual stuff. That's what I like about independent record stores. You can find treasures, which is, it's nice. It's a great thing to do. It's a great way to spend your time.
Well, thank you, Vika Bull. Thank you, Linda Bull.
Thank you.